Welcome everyone to the current topics edition of the Radical Moderate. As you guys know, I prefer to talk about some broad points and ideas on this channel, but from time to time, current topics can lead to potential insight into bigger picture discussions that also might be worth exploration. So today what we're going to be looking at is a contentious debate over the H-1B visas, which is a program that allows highly skilled foreign workers to come to the US to do various kinds of work. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who will be managing the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE for short, recently came under fire for supporting H-1B visas. This was really a backlash by a certain faction of the MAGA Republicans. Elon and Vivek argued that we need to lock in best of the best for the American tech and innovation, leading to an outburst among the MAGA Republicans, which include diverse groupings with various philosophies on immigration, job security, as well as citizenship rights. On the one hand, many in the MAGA base believe that significant numbers of H-1B visas will displace American workers or depress wages, and that citizens of the US should really be the first ones to pick these jobs. They argue whether companies really do exhaust the pool of Americans seeking similar jobs before they start to look abroad. On the other hand, proponents of the H-1B visas argue that welcoming skilled people from all over the world will drive innovation, and it also helps the US stay competitive internationally. Even President Trump, who has previously been kind of critical of these types of visas, has recently moved to embrace Musk and Ramaswamy's positions on this point, showing that how representative these views are within the broader MAGA movement. But it is important to understand that the MAGA movement isn't a monolith. Like any other movement, its membership is really a bell-shaped curve of opinions. In the mix are those folks with legitimate concerns about the impact of these type of immigration policies on American jobs and wages. And then you also have groups that, even though they oppose foreign workers, they do so for more identitarian reasons, as they hold maybe more racist or xenophobic positions on these bases. It would be really unfair, however, to smear the entire movement as identitarian or racist. Many only want fair treatment of the US citizens in a global job market, while a smaller faction presents this issue in ways that sounds more racist or xenophobic or exclusionary. As usual, however, the loudest groups tend to get the megaphone and get the most attention, and therefore they tend to drive the narrative from the opposition. But recognizing these nuances and the variance in the sample will help us engage honestly in this debate. So, having said that, how might we find a balanced, radical, moderate perspective on this controversy? First and foremost, we need to acknowledge the importance of attracting the best qualified talent for any kind of a job that we want to fill. That's a meritarian argument. If the US wants to remain a leader in technology, medicine, research, and also any other key sector, we just can't slam the door on highly skilled workers from abroad. Let's face the facts. US, because of the opportunities and the liberties that it has offered historically compared to other countries, it has been really the recipient of a brain drain from the world, attracting hardworking people from all corners of the world to come here to fulfill the American dream. The dream that if you work hard enough and apply yourself, you have a chance at prosperity. Of course, we're just talking about financial prosperity here. The asterisk or the fine print on this contract is that happiness is not included. But that's a whole other topic. Let's not get off the subject. So, should that promise of the American dream to the world now all of a sudden come to an end? I don't know, but it also stands to reason that we should be selective in our immigration policy to continue to add value to our system as we have in the past, while also protecting the rights of our own citizens. Citizenship, for its part, has always been a prized status, offering certain rights and privileges in virtually every civilization, from ancient Persia to the Greece to the Romans to the modern democracies. It's not unreasonable for citizens to expect some form of preferential treatment in hiring or some kind of immunity from companies looking for cheaper labor abroad. Because the logic behind H-1B visas is a company's inability to fill a specific kind of a job, either due to labor shortage or also offering a job that an American can't do or is not willing to do. The crucial question here is this requirement being enforced rigorously, or is it just the formality that companies find some kind of a loophole or legal tactic to beat? Here, one potential solution could be just to limit H-1B visas so that only the most essential positions, ones for which there are truly no qualified Americans, are the only ones occupied by foreign workers. Another approach would be to more strictly enforce citizen priority, requiring kind of companies to show that they've really made a serious effort to recruit within the US labor market before looking abroad. This, I believe, is already in place and in effect, but maybe it requires more rigorous enforcement. I also would like to humbly propose a potential idea of my own here. While enforcing competitively high wages for a foreign worker comparative to that of the US worker, kind of the same, how about imposing also a small but additional payroll tax to an employer that is hiring through H-1B? This is a tax that would be paid by the company and not by the worker. This tax will discourage companies from using this offshoring technique or mechanism in order to acquire cheaper foreign labor by making it slightly more expensive than citizens' labor. This way, a company is forced to measure the true merit of a foreign worker over the lower relative pay of a citizen, giving the citizen somewhat of a competitive advantage in this equation. What's nice is that the proceedings of such tax, let's call it an H-1B payroll tax, for example, could then go towards training programs in that state that can provide training and education for citizens through these programs that can then help make the citizen more competitive in the global job market. This might be really our best solution because it can achieve a proper balance by not stifling innovation and quality of a worker for a given job, while not allowing companies to use loopholes to hire lower paid workers at the expense of citizens. And we also simultaneously help fund programs to improve worker training and optimization for our own citizens. In the end, let's face it, all decisions are really trade-offs, and our goal should be balancing variables to optimize the greater good for most people, favoring, of course, citizens while not stifling progress and innovation, and certainly not engaging in xenophobia. We don't want to dismiss the legitimate concerns of American workers who may feel that they are losing out on opportunities in their own country. We also don't want to shut ourselves so tightly that we miss out on brilliant minds who create growth and innovation for our society as they have in the past. Citizenship can indeed be an invaluable resource, but so are skill and expertise. If we aim towards transparent and unified standards for what it means to be qualified for a job, and if we embrace an equal process for fairness, but prioritize citizens over non-citizens unless no qualified citizen is found for a given job, that seems to be, to me at least, the middle ground on a fast-moving world hungry for talent. I'm not going to pretend here that I have all the answers, but maybe no one really does either. But I think that it's important to maintain the worth of citizenship and the acknowledgement that there are undeniable advantages to allow top global talent to immigrate in. If we want to maintain a strong democracy, we are also going to have to address whether these trade deals are fair, whether they protect American workers, and how our country fits into a competitive world economy. So what do you guys think? What is your opinion on this? How do we balance the rights of American workers with the advantages of benefiting from a global pool of talent? Should we be contemplating other solutions? Do you agree or disagree with any of the points that I brought up in this video? Either way, I encourage you guys to share your ideas and to continue this dialogue to help us define a policy landscape that is supportive of both our citizens and our nation's potential for innovation. As a first-generation immigrant, this is really a topic that hits close to home for me, as I can understand both sides of this valid argument. Thanks so much for listening, and as ever, stay curious, stay engaged, and stay moderate. See you guys in the next video.